Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to JAHAN-E, and today is Saturday. And our special program, The Purple Book, that is a family quiz show. We are going to just start. And today we have with us a great scientist. You all are aware of the great scientist. I'm talking about Mr. Yasir Malik, who is with us from UK. And I welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to JAHAN-E, and today is Saturday. Let me invite Mr. Yasir Malik, who has joined us from UK. And ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause to Mr. Yasir Malik, who is the host for today's show and who's going to speak about fascinating space. And then after that, we are going to start today's quiz. Yasir, how are you? Yasir,
Oh,
how are
ma'am.
you?
Thank you. Good to see you, ma'am. And I'm fine. Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
So Yasir, Jahaneman welcomes you to the show. And as I have announced before that we have changed the pattern of this program. Now we are going to speak about a pattern, about a particular topic, and then there will be a quiz on the same topic. So today is fascinating space.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for actually inviting me again to this new season. As the last season went, I was absolutely fascinated with every bit of it. And yeah, with all these new changes, I'm even more eagerly looking forward to the new pattern and interesting set of information in lovely questions and answers. And yeah, a lot of fresh faces, some new, some old. Yeah, so I think it'll be an exciting season.
So Yasir, just let me inform the new viewers that how we are going to start this show. First of all, Yasir Malik is going to speak about fascinating space. He is going to give you some valuable information about space, and based on those informations, we are going to conduct the quiz. And quiz is into two levels. One is level one, the other is level two. Level one is for the seniors and level 2 is for juniors, and seniors are grade 7 onwards and juniors are up to grade 6. So this is the level I have announced, and then first we are going to play the quiz for level 1, and then just after that, like after 5 minutes, we are going to start for level 2. Both the quizzes we are going to do simultaneously, and to play this quiz you need an app, and the name of the app is Quizzes. So please download Quizzes app so that you will be able to play this quiz. So Yasir, now over to you. What do you have to inform the young minds about space?
So, ma'am, it's a very interesting topic to begin with because, when we are actually getting into something, we must have a sense of scale, a sense of belonging where we are. And that is where I think this is very aptly themed that where do we exist in this whole vast universe, this expanding cosmos. And that is very important to know. And if you just have a realization of even the mm, s- scale at which this earth is compared to the vast cosmos, it humbles us. It sorts of make us look upon ourselves how little we are, and how much we have to explore. Man has always been interested in space. In throughout history, we can take up books, artifacts, memorabilia, which would inform us that we have always been looking at the skies and trying to understand what are all these galaxies of stars and planets that are revolving us, and moon and sun, what are they? And but for the longest time we thought that it is the earth which is the center of the universe, and everything goes around the earth, including the stars, the sun, the moon. But as we progressed in science, as we understood more about the space and the universe, we came to know that it is not earth which is the center of the universe. In fact, we don't know still what is the center of the universe, but that our earth is actually just a very small little planet, a very small body which goes around a gigantic ball of fire called sun, and it revolves around it. And there are many other planets with earth that revolve around the sun. And our sun itself is not something which is unique to the solar system. It is just one of those many billions and billions of stars that are spread far and wide in the universe. We so far we know that there are billions and billions of stars in the universe, and this universe itself is composed of the collection of these stars into galaxies. So the galaxy we live in is called Milky Way, and that is just one of the many galaxies. And if you want to just have an idea of the scale of our galaxy Milky Way compared to the rest of the universe, it is just like a grain of sand in the desert. That's how small it is. And compared to Milky Way, our solar system, our Earth, is again like a grain of sand in a vastness of desert. So that is how the solar system is organized, and the universe is the Milky Way is organized. The solar system is the system of sun, which is the star in the center, and its planetary bodies, which keep revolving around the sun. So there are eight planetary bodies, and earlier they were thought to be nine, but now the consensus is there are eight planetary bodies. The sun is in the center, and then the nearest planet to the sun is Mercury, which is also the hottest. The next is Venus. Venus actually, the uniqueness of Venus is that it is those the second planet, but it does not go in the same direction as the other planets do around the sun. It goes rather counterclockwise. And the third planet is, I think you all know, is our unique Earth, the only planet so far which supports life. And then comes Mars. Mars is the red planet, uninhabited, but then we humans have a lot of interest in Mars because there could be some signs of life in Mars. We yet don't know. And then after Mars is Jupiter. Jupiter is a giant planet. It's a big, big planet. It's the largest planet in the solar system, and it is so big that there is just a small little hole in Jupiter in which almost eight eight planets like Earth could fit in. Just imagine the size of the whole Jupiter. And after Jupiter is again a huge big planet called Saturn. Saturn is unique in the sense that Saturn has got rings around it. Rings not made of any metal or sort, rings which are made of basically rocks and particles and the remains of comets. So all these have formed a ring around Saturn, and Saturn is very unique in that. And then is Uranus and Neptune. And then there was a planet that was excluded from the solar system, sadly. It was known as Pluto. And this is all we know about solar system, that these planets consist of what they are. And like Earth, all other planets also move around the sun. And this movement of the sun and the earth makes day and night that we witness on earth. The movement of and the rotation of the earth rotates on its axis while at the same time revolving around the sun. And there is another small little cosmological body that we can see from earth, and that is our moon. Now moon actually does the same thing of rotating on its axis but revolving around the earth, just the same way that the earth revolves around the sun. And as a result, we see the movement of the moon. That is, sometimes we see a crescent moon, sometimes we see a half moon, sometimes we see a quarter moon, and sometimes we don't see a moon at all. And this is due to the fact that the earth is, the moon is rotating around and revolving around the sun. And this actually results in this whole movement of the sun, the earth, the moon, sometimes results in a phenomena called eclipse. You must have all heard about what eclipse is. Eclipse is just the shadowing of something. And how does this shadow occur? you must be all knowing that, when you stand in outside, and the sun, in the sun, you can see your shadow. It is exactly the same phenomena, and I'm going to demonstrate this to you by not some model planets, but I have these two lovely little fruits. This is an apple, and this is rather something small, plum. So if you just imagine that, if you can take my round face, which is not that very round, to be sun, and this as earth, so this is moon, and this is going around the earth like that, while the earth is also moving. Sometimes it happens that the sun, the earth, and the moon come exactly in a straight line. So the shadow of the moon is being cast on earth, and as a result, what we see is a solar eclipse. Similarly, there is a lunar eclipse when the shadow of the moon is cast on certain parts of the earth. And this results in darkening of the day, when the sun is completely hidden by the moon, and you can only see just a small glimmer of light coming from the sun. So that is how I mean, it's very interesting. If you go deep into this subject, it is absolutely fascinating. In the last century particularly, we have made immense strides and immense progress into understanding the space. We have launched telescopes. There is a Hubble telescope in the space. That Hubble telescope actually looks deep into the space. uh, in the late 1950s, the space race heated up. USSR and US were challenged. USSR actually launched a man into space. His name was Yuri Gagarin. He was the first man to go into space. They launched another lady with it, Valentina Tereshkova. She was the first lady to go into space. It all further heated up. US space agency NASA launched a mission called Apollo 11 to reach on the moon. And that was a challenge that was given to the cosmonauts, the astronauts, the people who go into space. So the first space shuttle that actually went all the way to the moon was Apollo 11. And then when it landed, the man who came down and stepped on the moon was Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong, while stepping on the moon, said, "This is a small step for a man, but a giant leap for mankind." And that is how we captured the moon. And ever since then, we have been making strides. Who knows, maybe someday, and of course, in the near future, we might land on Mars, and we might find a lot further about new planets. So, with this, I think I've left you with enough information, and we'll see how much you have captured and how much you can retain. I'm sure you are going to all do very well. So, ma'am, I think we might be now ready for checking and having a round of quiz from what I have just told the audience and those who have joined in. Uh,
Yes, so it was really fantastic to know about space. I always wanted to go into space, but I never got the chance.
Oh,
But
ma'am,
still,
now there are many companies that are actually launching
yes.
space tourism. And very soon, I don't think that, I think you, before you retire, you would be able to go into space. I think you might need a little more cash than you think you do, maybe $1 million, but I'm sure you have it. So, not a problem there.
Inshallah, inshallah, yes. Actually, we have lots of dreams, and we have to struggle and we have to strive to achieve those dreams. And even if I'm not going to do to be in the space, but somewhere near the space, hopefully I'm going to land.
Surely,
So,
ma'am. And
anyways,
when you plan, you do remember me. When you buy the ticket to space, you do remember me, of course.
yes, of course, of course. We always need a company to go any new place.
Yeah, and the ride into space can really be very lonely. So, of course, yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Yasir, sure. So now I think our young friends, they all must have heard you, and they all must be aware of the fascinating facts about space. This is the time to give them some exercises and some quiz. Once
Mhm.
again, मैं ऐलान कर देती हूँ आपको एक बार फिर कि जो लोग भी क्विज में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहते हैं, मैं एक बार फिर से बता दूं कि जो क्विज में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहते हैं, आपके पास क्विजेज ऐप होना चाहिए। आप क्विजेज ऐप डाउनलोड कर लीजिए और उसके बाद हम आपके सामने एक कोड देंगे। उस कोड को आपको डालना है उस क्विजेज ऐप के अंदर और फिर आपको इसे प्ले करना है। तो चलिए हम आपको सबसे पहले हम कोड बताते हैं जूनियर्स के लिए। तो जूनियर्स, क्या आप तैयार हैं इस गेम के लिए? यहाँ हमने आपके लिए क्लिक किया, जो क्विज ऑलरेडी तैयार है इस पेज पे, और हमने इसे क्लिक किया है आपके लिए। और मैं उम्मीद है कि आप ये तमाम इंफॉर्मेशन जो यासिर भाई ने अभी बताई है, उस इंफॉर्मेशन के बेस पे ही ये क्विज है। तो आपका कोड है 148299। आपकी स्क्रीन पे भी आ चुका होगा, अब तक आप देख सकते हैं 148299। ये आपका कोड है। आप इसे क्विजेस ऐप के अंदर डालिए, ज्वाइन माई क्विज आप टाइप कीजिए और वहां आपसे कोड मांगा जाएगा। तो आप ये कोड 148299 आप उसके अंदर डालेंगे। फिर वो आपसे आपका नाम पूछेंगे, प्लीज राइट योर फुल नेम, और उसके बाद फिर आप ये गेम खेलना शुरू कर सकते हैं। 148299 is for the juniors. We can see the people are joining now. That's really good. Now let me go to the seniors so that both of them can start simultaneously. Both of them can play together. So अब
But
अगर मैं
I guess the juniors would be coming in first, so I'll have to ask my questions to the juniors first, isn't it, ma'am?
या सो एक बार मैं जरा सीनियर्स का भी स्टार्ट कर दूं ताकि उन्हें भी कोड मिल जाए और वो भी प्ले करना शुरू कर दें। तो नाउ दिस वन इज फॉर द सीनियर्स। Nine three seven two one one is for seniors, और senior category as I have already informed grade 7 onwards। ग्रेड 7 से लेके ऊपर तक आप किसी भी क्लास में हैं, आप सीनियर में हैं, तो आप 937211 कोड है आपका। आप इस कोड को क्विजेस के अंदर डालिए और आप आराम से ये गेम खेल सकते हैं। आपके पास क्विजेस ऐप होना चाहिए। अगर ऐप नहीं भी है देन यू कैन जस्ट टाइप joinmyquiz.com, और जैसे ही आप इसे टाइप करेंगे आपसे वो एक कोड मांगेंगे। ये कोड आपको डालना है और उसके बाद फिर आपको अपना नाम लिखना है। अपना फुल नाम लिखिए और उसके बाद फिर आप ये गेम शुरू कर सकते हैं। 937211 for the seniors, and for the juniors we are going to start now. So Yasir, now you can start.
All right, I can see a lot of juniors have already joined in. So they'll have to answer through the quizzes app, as ma'am has told. And right, so for juniors, I think I have got the questions ready. Most of these questions I have already told the covered in my description of the space, the Milky Way, the galaxies that I was talking about. There might be a few that might just take you by surprise, but I'm sure you might be knowing the answers. So the first question for the juniors comes here. Okay. Now, you have to tell me what star is closest to the solar system, and or what star is composed within the solar system, I would rather say. So you'll have to tell me. The options are Sun, Proxima Centauri, um, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, or the option D is PB123. The Sun, Proxima Centauri, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, or PB123. Okay. This next is, you have to tell me who was the first man to go into space. I told his name. He was from USSR. And your options are Edwin Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, Yuri Gagarin, or Valentina Tereshkova. The third question is, which is the third planet from the sun? And your options are Mars, Jupiter, Earth, or Venus. Option A, Mars, B, Jupiter, C, Earth, D, Venus. The fourth question is, which of these appropriately describes the sun? Option A, it's a black hole. Option B, it's sort of a light bulb. Option C, is it a star? Or option D, is it a supernova? Okay, I think you got the question. Question fifth for the juniors, you have to tell me which is the first planet in the solar system from the sun. Your options are Venus, Earth, Mercury, or Mars. Option A, Venus. Option B, Earth. Option C, Mercury. Option D, Mars. The first planet from the sun. Okay, we come to the sixth question. And that again is about a planet. And you have to tell me the planet in the solar system which has rings around it. And your options are A, Saturn, B, Earth, C, Venus, or D, Mars. I think all of the participants would be knowing the answer to this. Right, your seventh question comes here, and you have to tell me what orbits around the Earth. What orbits around the Earth? Your options are A, Mars, B, Sun, C, Moon, or D, Jupiter. Your options are A, Mars, B, Sun, C, Moon, or D, Jupiter. The next question, the eighth question, you have to tell me, what do you call people who explore space? What are those people who explore space called as? A, biologist, B, teachers, C, astronauts, or D, sailors? Biologists, teachers, astronauts, or sailors? The ninth question is, how do you get to space? As simple as that. What would you use to get into space? A, car, B, spaceship, C, a boat, or D, an aeroplane? Right. The 10th question. On which of these planets, and only on which of these planets, can humans live? A, Mars, B, Jupiter's moons, C, Mercury, or D, Earth? I don't think I need to repeat the question. I'll move forward with the 11th question coming up. Where have humans been in the solar system besides Earth? Which of these rather big planetary bodies have humans stepped on? A, Saturn, B, Sun, C, the Moon, and D, Mercury. Right? The 12th question is, who was the first astronaut to step on the moon? You have to name the first astronaut who stepped on the moon. And your options are A, Kylie Clegg, B, J.J. Watt, C, Neil Armstrong, or D, none of these. The first man to step on the moon, A, Kylie Clegg, B, J.J. Watt, C, Neil Armstrong, or D, none of these. Your 13th question is, a building in space where astronauts work and live. Work and live is known as, very intuitive. You can answer this. Your options are A, house, B, apartment, C, International Space Station, or D, rather, a tractor perhaps. A, house, B, apartment, C, International Space Station, D, tractor. 14th, A group of stars is known as a constellation, a star stellation, option C, a school, or option D, none of these. A group of stars is known as a constellation, B, star stellation, C, a school, or D, none of these. The 15th question is, air or space above the earth that we see is water, B, sky, C, ground, or D, a blue color and nothing else? I think it's very easy for you all. You would be able to answer this. I need not repeat it. I'll move on to the 16th question. What is used to look at the stars? What is used to look at the stars more closely? Option A, microscope. Option B, telescope. Option C, stethoscope. Or option D, bioscope.
This question they must be
Microscope,
knowing. You know,
telescope.
recently in the news, now people are talking about this.
Yes,
That
yes. I think
particular
they
person
must be
used.
knowing a lot of answers. I'm pretty sure that they would come out with flying colors. I'm hoping almost all of the students would get all of the questions right. Yeah, so that's what you have to try. So what is used to look at the stars? You have to tell A, microscope, B, telescope, C, stethoscope, or D, uh, bioscope. Now, the 17th question to you that comes up is this. You have to tell me the company that explores space, the US a body company that explores space. What is the name? Option A is IKEA. Option B is NASA. Option C is US FDA. Or option D, none of these. What company explores space? You have to tell me. Option A, IKEA. Option B, NASA. Option C, US FDA. Or option D, none of these. Now I'm going very nearing the end of this quiz with 18th question. Two more questions to go. Which of the following planets is most likely to have the highest temperature? Right? Which of these for the planets that I'm going to name is likely to have the highest temperature? A, Earth, B, Mars, C, Mercury, or D, Neptune? Earth, Mars, Mercury, Neptune. You have to tell me the answer. Okay. 19th. You have to tell me about the name of the galaxy our solar system is in. The name of the galaxy our solar system is in. Okay. And the answers are A, Andromeda, B, Milky Way, C, Way of the planets, or D, Umbra 22. A, Andromeda, B, Milky Way, C, Way of the planets, or Umbra 22. Okay. And now you have to tell me this last question that I am going to ask you. Okay. And that is, which celestial body is in the center of the solar system? Okay. And your options are Earth, Moon, option C, Milky Way, or option D, sun? Earth, moon, Milky Way, sun. Which celestial body is at the very center of our solar system? And with this, I have asked 20 questions, and let's see who has come out with flying colors. I'm pretty sure all of you must have done very well. Okay, so we would like to see who has answered what. Uh,
Yes, thank you very much, Yasir. And now by this time, they all have completed their quiz. And let me just
mhm.
share their result. First, we'll begin with the juniors and then we'll go to the seniors because we have started juniors first. And
Right,
I'm very happy to see that the juniors have performed extremely well. And
very
if
nice.
we look at the result, we can see that Miraj Fatma has scored 96%,
Oh,
while Aditya
brilliant.
has also scored 96%, and
Brilliant.
Abad has scored 92%, and Taf
Well done.
Rahman
Well done. That's what
92%.
I was sure of.
So this
These
is the result of juniors,
these
and
guys
let
must
me,
have been listening to me very carefully, or probably they know all that I was talking about. So
yeah.
in that case, they should take my chair.
Actually, today's generation is like very quick learners. So
They are indeed,
when
they
they
are.
when they look at anything very closely and they pay attention towards that, so they can easily attempt. Yasir, this is the code for today's meeting. So top three whom I have announced right now,
Mhm.
like Abad. Let me just look at the result once again. Abad Rahman, Miraj, and Aditya. These three are the toppers. Miraj Fatma has scored 96%, Aditya has scored 96%, while Abad has scored 92%. So these three have to join us here, and that's why I have shared the code of the meeting. And meanwhile, let me look at the result of seniors. The seniors are here, and we have to.
We can also, I thought, earlier I was thinking that seniors would be asked rather separate questions because I had two set of questions with me.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, seniors are separate questions, but they have already attempted and their result is already here.
oh,
And
okay.
but seniors result is not, we are not very happy with the seniors result because it seems that seniors was given quite difficult questions, it seems. So anyways, two have already entered in the waiting room. So let me
Okay.
just enter them, Taf
Mhm.
Rahman and Abbad. Still we are waiting for Miraj Fatma. And
Mhm.
now let me share the result of the seniors so that we can invite seniors as well. Here we have the result of seniors, and among the seniors you can see that Pushpinder has scored 91%,
Right.
and while Vinayak has scored only 65%.
Okay.
And Muhammad Faisal Jamil has scored again 65%. So these
Mhm.
three are the toppers: Pushpinder from Himachal Pradesh, and Vinayak again from Himachal Pradesh, and Muhammad Faisal Jamil from Patna. So I request
Mhm.
these three toppers again, Pushpinder, Vinayak, and Faisal, to kindly join us. And again, I'm going to share the link for today's meeting so that they can enter in the meeting. This is today's link of the Zoom meeting. May I request Pushpinder, Faisal, and Vinayak to kindly join us here so that we can know that how they were able to score such a fantastic result. So this
Yes,
is the
exactly.
meeting ID and this is
And
the
I think I
code.
need to get some more knowledge about space from these people, children who are doing so wonderful. I think they definitely can teach me a lot more than I know about space. So I would love to interact with them.
Yes. So now Abad is with us. Abad, may I request you to kindly join us? Faisal Jamil is also with us. Faisal Jamil and Abad.
Hmm.
Again, Miraj Fatma is here.
Yeah, I think they're all joining in now.
Yes.
Good. You can all turn on your camera so I can see your lovely faces. And then when Brilliant.
Please unmute yourself and switch on your camera, please. Yes, Faisal, how are you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Oh,
Good evening. Good
Faisal Jameel is
evening.
here. Miraj is also here.
Yes, good
I
evening,
can see
Miraj.
her. Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Good evening. So,
evening.
Miraj, 96%. What
Miraj, you
about
have to tell me something really exciting about space. Did you go into the space when I was asking those questions? Was it that you were going to the sun and the moon and with the speed of light and just
Easy.
you
The
knew all
questions
these
were quite
answers?
easy.
Oh, it were not they were not easy for me. I hardly knew a thing about that. You know, when I was very small, somebody told me that our Earth is in a ball of soup, and I stayed with that knowledge for very long. And now, actually, I want to go into the space with ma'am just to see that our Earth is not actually in the ball of soup. I will not believe it until ma'am takes me to space, and I actually see for myself that yes, it is. It is not that like that.
एंड यासिर आपको वो कहानी नहीं याद है जो बचपन में नानी बताया करती थी कि चांद में एक बुढ़िया रहती है चरखा
I
काटती
still
रहती
believe
है
that. I still believe
yes
that. I want to go there and meet that Buddha on the Chand because I still believe that. Okay. Because
do you believe that
when
बुढ़िया is there on the moon
and that was the reason why US sent that spaceship Apollo 11 to the moon so that they can know, but they didn't find her. They didn't find her. So we have to go and find. And I think one of these lovely young faces will in the future definitely go to the moon. And you have to find that old lady who is drawing her charkha over there. Okay. And if you don't find, then you come to me and tell me. Okay. If I'm still around that time. Anyways. But lovely performance by you guys. And
okay so now Abad has joined us first time Abad you have joined us first time here on the screen isn't it
Yes,
Abbas,
ma'am.
good.
yes
Which class
Abad
you are in,
क्या
Abbas?
स्कोर है आपका आज का आपका स्कोर क्या है कितना आपने कितने परसेंटेज आपने क्विज में हासिल किए हैं
92.
92, Abba. That is excellent.
92 yes congratulations
And in
Abad
which class you are? In which grade are you?
Fourth.
Fourth. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. That is excellent. Just keep it up and keep learning more about space. Name one thing that you really find very exciting about space. What is that thing that you find really, really exciting about space?
Black hole.
Black hole is the favorite answer that I was expecting. Black hole is really a good answer. Even my favorite topic of the universe is about black hole. Very good. Black hole.
okay now Faisal what is your score
65%.
Brilliant.
65 just
that is
65 why
what
Before
I think he
was
also believes like me that there is a lady on the moon who is drawing charkha. So that's why he scored 65, isn't it?
no, sir.
Okay.
It was really difficult.
It was difficult, and no worries.
yes
You can, you know what, all those questions that you didn't get right, just when this quiz is over, you can actually look up that information. So that information stays with you. Okay. That's how you improve, and that's how. So you just don't forget about these things. Just try to explore what Andromeda is, what Milky Way is. You know what are these
what
planets
about
that are we talking
Vinayak
about? And Vinayak, where is Vinayak? Vinayak,
yes Vinayak what's your score
I'm 65%.
oh what about 35% who has taken
mm,
that was your 35%
that went into the space, isn't it, Vinayak?
yes what is the reason Vinayak for that
Ma'am, your sound is not coming.
what is the reason why you couldn't score much like only 65 you could score what is the reason for that
I did not know that there is a space quiz. I just 2 minutes before 4 p.m. I knew.
Okay, so you were not even informed that it was space quiz. Then I don't think it's a bad score because you can definitely improve
See,
if you
all the
prepare for it.
informations we always display on the official page of JAHAN-E Facebook page. So
Hmm.
now today is Saturday. You will find Sunday, the whole week schedule is there. So you should always, at least once in a week, you should visit JAHAN-E Facebook page. There you will find everything, all the informations.
Right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And then you can
Now,
prepare well.
Vinayak, you have to tell me what is your favorite topic about space, if you know.
Galaxies.
Galaxies, brilliant. That's a very good answer. Galaxies are very interesting to know about. Yeah.
Aditya is also with us. Yes, Aditya.
Aditya,
Aditya,
how did you perform?
Aditya, 96%. Congratulations, Aditya.
Oh, he's the man who should
96%.
be sitting here in this chair. You should be sitting here, ma'am. Ask him to conduct the quiz. He knows too much information for his age. Aditya,
क्या
what did you do
कहना?
to get such a lovely score? Have you been into space?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been to have you ever been to space or the sun or the moon that you got so many good answers and all those correct? What is the how did you
No,
score
sir.
such a lovely score?
So anyway,
Can you listen?
congratulations. You all are the toppers. And now I have assigned homework for both the quiz, for juniors and seniors both. The code will be shared in the group, in EduFam competition group. You please just go to that group and find that code, and then you have to practice. Especially the seniors have to practice more. And juniors, congratulations once again. You scored 96, was the highest in your group. And while seniors, still they have to work harder. So I wish you all the best. Next Saturday, whatever is going to be the theme, we are going to display on JAHAN-E Facebook page. Keep visiting and keep watching. Thank
And in the
you.
meantime, there is a homework that I give you. Just take an apple and a plum and think that this is the earth and the moon and try understanding how it goes round and round. And if you can't, just eat it. Okay. So that's from my side.
Okay, so thank you very much. Take care, everybody. And then see you next week, inshallah, with new topic and with you new informations. And may Almighty bless you always. Thank you, Yasir. Thank
Thank
you,
you, ma'am.
everyone.